Hey, I was on the phone with my mom earlier today. I had a nice long conversation with her.
Oh, how's she doing?
Yeah, she's doing good. She said to tell you hello, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I thought this kind of came out of the blue. I'd never heard it before, but she was telling me how my nephew moved.
Oh, he just moved?
Yeah, they had been living in the city limits and now they're living in the county. So that means he's no longer going to be going to the city schools. He'll be going to a county school. He's changed school districts.
Oh, wow, that can actually be pretty traumatic to do something like that as a kid. I mean,
Yeah, and they've just started back to school, so I'm wondering how he's doing at a completely new school, new kids, everything being new.
well, at least he didn't have to move like in the middle of the school year. I mean, that can be really difficult from an educational standpoint, and you know, it's really tough to get settled in, especially when you do it mid-year.
That's
Uh,
true, and although, he's still in the same area, he's close enough to still be participating in the same little league sports. Like I think he's still going to be on the same baseball team. So he'll still see those same kids.
oh, that's good. That'll make the transition easier.
Right.
Wow. Man, you know what? That just made me remember the time when I moved as a kid. I was pretty fortunate. I only moved one time, and some kids have to move a lot. Like army brats, for example. I
Yeah.
mean, I've had some friends whose parents were in the army, and they moved a lot. But I guess it's easier when you're younger. But there comes a point where it gets really difficult, like when you're a teenager. Like
Oh yeah.
when I
I
moved, I was just about a teenager, so I know.
Well, I've only moved once too when I was a child, and I was 8, and that was pretty tough for me.
Yeah. Well, you can't imagine how difficult it must have been for me. I mean, I moved from New York, where I lived my entire life. My whole family was there. I had never moved before, so all my friends lived there. And then I moved to Pennsylvania, rural Pennsylvania. I mean, it was a complete
Oh
culture
gosh.
shock.
Yeah, I bet.
And what's worse is not only did it seem different to me, I seemed totally different to all the kids there because I mean, first off, I had this really thick New York accent. So right off the bat, they knew right away that I was not from there.
You're right.
It was obvious I was the new kid on the block.
Uh-huh.
And I looked different also because the style in New York was much different than it was in Pennsylvania.